Huh.
Weird.
I hate it when that happens. Way to go.
Internet.
Top-notch recording devices. What up, world? How we doing today? It is 4th&20 Sports. Episode 51. How you feeling today? You are here with your boy, your favorite host, AJ Johnson. And over to my right, the one, the only, Mr. Max Todd. What's good, sir?
I had a good week.
Yeah?
I had 1 week running as the favorite host, which was cool.
Well, that's cool. It was a good day.
It was nice.
You were on top of your stuff, man. I actually was like, maybe I should tell him he's a favorite host more, and he'll act like it. I meant that in a good way. Like, just...
Yeah, is that what you meant? Okay.
Yeah, of course.
In a good way.
Yeah, it was a good way. It's like, hey, you're acting like the favorite host. You act well. Like, it's a good thing. It's a compliment.
Nah, see... You give compliments like my sister does. Like you give compliments like, "Oh wow, I think it's so brave of you to wear that." you're rude.
I get it though.
Yeah.
Your pattern really is kind of busy here. Like there's a lot going on there on that shirt.
I'm sensitive about how busy this shirt is.
It's nice.
6 years.
It's nice though. We find a good tie on it. I mean, it reminds me of like when Ted Mosby brought his shirt back out.
I'm literally a fat guy in a little shirt here. I feel like I'm popping out of it.
I don't know. I feel like if you go out tonight, you should test the waters on that shirt. See if it gets you any like extra attraction. Like I feel like when someone doesn't wear a shirt for a really long time, for whatever reason, they just put it away and it's not the shirt they want. They're like, I don't think this is, it doesn't fit my needs anymore. But one day you open your closet up and there's that shirt. And for whatever reason on that day, you like that shirt again. Put it on, you wear it confidently, you go out and about. Who knows, maybe you get a couple female callers. Or, male callers, whatever. It's okay. I mean, I don't judge. I think you should rock it. Like, literally, you should make it a goal to ask, what do you think about this shirt 2 or 3 times a day. If I were you, that's what I would do.
All right, so he plans on me being really drunk in this shirt today, because that's the only way I'm going to go out of it. So, sorry. Shh. What do you think of this shirt? I'm talking.
You're not one to ask for fashion advice?
No, I clearly don't.
Yeah. Do you see the shirt I'm wearing?
Obviously, because my fashion is clearly unadvisable.
I mean, a tie would be good to start with, just saying.
I'm more of a vest guy. I do like wearing vests. A vest is like a male corset.
See?
A vest is like, I have all these love handles and I definitely have some fat under here. But I'm going to tighten that up, maybe throw a pocket watch in there. Fully distracted. It's like spandex for dudes. The vest, the corset of men.
I want to wear a vest every now and then, but I feel like I would absolutely have to put on a fedora if I wore a vest.
And then you don't want to be the douchebag in a fedora.
Right. But see, and then it's even worse is if I get comfortable with that, I feel like I'd also want to wear a monocle, which I would never do, but I just feel like
you'd have to grow a meaner mustache before you're allowed to pull off a monocle. No, I feel like you have to have a good, like, anyone who wears a monocle and doesn't have an awesome mustache is clearly the bad guy.
Is it, by the way?
You don't have it. I mean, because you have the mustache, you have the monocle, you're probably helping out Sherlock Holmes on a case. You don't have it, you're probably fighting Sherlock Holmes on a case.
Battle of the monocles. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we got a good one for you here today on 4th&20 Sports.
Not about male corsets or monocles.
Don't forget the douchey fedora, man. That's a key asset to this.
Otherwise, for fedora, people just assume you're going to talk to them about how much jazz music you play. And it's never good.
Talk to them about how much jazz music you like.
Oh,
or you can talk to them about the musical Chicago. I mean, I feel like both of those things are great topics.
Great topics.
Do you not like the musical Chicago?
Frankly, it's not even my top 5 music.
That's fair. I didn't say top 5. You don't like it. I mean, it's a good musical.
I mean, it's all right.
Okay. And
I like a lot of musicals, and I like Chicago more than 42nd Street. Because it's trash. But I mean, you're not going to see me go, oh yeah, man, Chicago, that's totally better than Into the Woods. You're not going to hear me say it's better than Sweeney Todd. I like Sweeney Todd.
Sweeney Todd's amazing, though.
Yeah.
Did you ever see it on Broadway?
No, I didn't. But see, when they took it to Broadway, they did this whole like weird like lighting and set design with it. At least when their newest rendition when I was there.
The one I went to was amazing.
And it was all like black and white, and the people on stage had their instruments, and like the way the lighting was done was...
Actually, I love the instrument part. They had their orchestra playing on stage.
Yeah, okay,
and that was dope to me. I thought that was amazing.
Okay, so it's an interesting design. Yeah. I mean, I would have gone a little bit more conservative because I'm not one to mess with like the thing that is Sweeney Todd. Like, I'm not going to take any creative leaps either with Into the Woods. I'm saying there are definitely musicals. Take your creative leaps. Please, for the love of God, change 42nd Street. I know this seems like I hate that show, and I do. And you guys came to talk to us about sports. So, more musicals on Broadway.
Hey, I was very upfront in the title. Like, before the 20 sports, we talk sports. Maybe. You know. Yeah. But we are going to do that because that's what we're here to talk about. 4th and 20 sports, we got a good one for you today. The Masters tees off tomorrow. That's going to be awesome. I'm excited for that.
Get TBS back from the college people.
I mean, that's okay. We'll talk a little bit about college as well. I mean, it was not a lot, just a little bit. Just get over this the championship game that was actually really intense and great to watch. NFL mock draft, we're going to talk a little about that. We're 23 days out from the draft, 22 actually, to be honest. So we'll talk a little bit about top prospects and things of that nature. Maybe. Who knows? We might just go on another tangent on musicals, but not anytime soon. So stick with us here for the 20 Sports right here in WBLZ Sports, where we've got balls. Maxwell Todd. I don't know why every time. That's exactly where I started. Like, Maxwell Todd. I feel like it's routine, man. It kind of is. So if you leave your name at Max, I mean, everything else is just kind of open. It's just, it's people take liberties with people's names. It's the way it's been since the dawn of time. I mean, real talk. It's just, how many times people call me Age or Adge? I'm going to leave it there.
Or Fonzie.
No one's ever called me that.
I've heard people call you Fonzie.
No one's ever called me that.
All right, everyone.
We're going to cut that from the show.
Why don't you throw out some comments?
I want you to really think about the rest of your words now.
If you want to know what AJ stands for, this is your limited live time on Facebook for me to tell you.
I will delete this entire live stream.
For me to tell you what my good friend, your favorite host,
got that part right.
4th&20. Yeah. Stay tuned. Come on, everybody. Let me know if you want to hear it. I got the answers that you're looking for.
All right.
Who is the mysterious AJ? Can't be like Junior.
How do you know?
Well, no, like J.R. Smith is like actually just Junior. All right. Anyway.
That's a horrible name. Like, it's just Junior Smith is his name?
No, I think he's actually a junior to his dad. And he just goes by J.R., which is for Junior. Like, remember I told you there's a guy we know. Oh, well, I know. His name is William Floyd the Fourth, but he goes by Ivy. Not like the plant.
Like Ivy.
Like he's spelling out the Roman numeral. Because
so if he was the third, would he be I?
Triple I. I feel like no, because I feel like one's Will, one's Willie, and one's Bill. Or like one's William, and then they're like, "No, we're not gonna make a fourth variation out of that. You're gonna be Ivy." So I don't know, weird dude.
We have a daughter, and she will be William Floyd the Fifth. They're just gonna call her V.
Wilma.
Oh, stop! Stop. So let's get into it here, Max. You excited for the Masters?
I love the Masters. I used to get real hyped. Whenever they come around. I remember one year when the Tiger Woods golf game, when it was still a good golf game with Tiger on it, had their Masters edition. And it went into such detail on the course. And you really do fall in love with that thing. And that's why it's really impressive. And why people like Bubba Watson and Phil Mickelson have their successes there. Because if you can be a little bit of a risk taker with a long drive, and no one was driving farther than Bubba at that point, you have a real good shot of really picking up birdies on holes you need to. There are a lot of great people out there now, too. I mean, we've humbled the crowd a little bit from the era of only having two people we cared about to now having a lot of better young guys in the realm of competition. I mean, Rory McIlroy, God, I hate him, but he's still only 28. I mean, He's literally just a year older than me, and he still has the capability of being great. I mean, Bubba's young. You still got Jason Day. You got Jordan Spieth, who's really young and already won one before. Yeah. I mean, Ricky Fowler's out there. And Phil and Tiger are still out. I mean, Tiger's looks a lot better now than he ever has. I really like the way not that he ever has. He obviously had that run of extreme dominance. But you also have to look out for Phil. He knows the course well. Yeah. He has a win. The thing that I'm most excited for, though, is I think everyone's going to be upset with this weekend. I think Tiger will struggle. I think we're going to see someone like Ricky Fowler win it. I don't know. My money's always on Tiger, even when he's losing.
So Tiger in the PGA top rankings right now is poised for a top 5 finish. You think that's where he finishes? After finishing top 5 in the last 2 tournaments he played, I mean, he's playing better than he has since 2013. We haven't seen a Tiger like this in a while. It's a Tiger everyone's been waiting for. It's probably the reason way more people are going to watch the Masters than ever before this upcoming weekend. Do you think Tiger finishes top 5?
I would like to. I'm going to say top 10. I'm not going to give him a top 5. I just think that this tournament brings out the best in a lot of people.
Yeah.
But I mean, America, we need to calm down.
Mm-hmm.
We act like such a crazy, needy ex-girlfriend or boyfriend to Tiger Woods. We bash him. We hope he fails. We get mad at him. But then we were always like, but we might make it back together. We might. The comeback is real. And
he still loves me.
And then there's some problems and more problems. And then you're finally ready to give up on him. And he's like, nah, I've changed. I'm back this time.
Yeah, but he was a prototypical ex-boyfriend material. Like, every time he thought he was going to come through, he would just pull out of the tournament again and go off on his own. I'm just saying.
It's tough.
He gave a reason.
And we just need to stop caring. There's still good golfers out there for you to like.
100%.
What Tiger Woods did was freakish. He was the first athlete to play golf. There were some athletic people playing golf, but he was the first athlete to really take the sport. No one hits it harder than Tiger. No one ever has. I bet he's still top speed in the course with driver speed. I'll bet it. He's a monster with his form. But the thing is, like, why can't we just, like, we shouldn't expect to see that. It's been weird in basketball going from Jordan to Kobe to LeBron, like, where we can have someone that you're like, that guy's going to go down as one of the greatest of all time. It doesn't happen all the time in golf. I mean, there's, like, you'll have, like, your 2 or 3, but generally there isn't what we have today. We have a great field of golfers. And I think we need to start not just thinking about Tiger Woods.
Well, I don't think it's only Tiger. It's just like people have waited so long to see him come back. And, I mean, there was points where, I mean, you know my thought process. I still need Tiger to win one before I can really feel the way I ever felt about Tiger. But, like, we've all been wanting at least some form of the old Tiger to come back, and it finally looks like it's upon it, so nobody wants to be the person who missed it when he did come back. You didn't want to be the person who missed the Tiger sighting. But, I mean, there's still tons of fans for Jordan Spieth and Rory and Bubba and, you know, Justin Rose. I mean, I'm a fan of Jason Day and Louis Oosthuizen. Like, I think those guys are going to be great.
Louis Oosthuizen.
Yeah, well, you know, when you put a lot of letters in areas where they don't really belong, you're bound to get it screwed up. You know, that's why people call you, like, Maxwell and things of that nature. But yeah, so I don't think it's more about, like, just only wanting Tiger to win. It's just like this. I mean, when do you think you'll see this again? Do you think if he finishes top 15, you're expecting him to come next year and really give you top 1, top 2, top 3?
I don't think it's about where he finishes in this tournament. I think it's about where his health is at the end of, like, the next couple weeks. It's like some of the most golf you've ever seen Tiger play in a row since he was young. Tiger usually is like, play a tournament, take 2 to 3 off. Like, he's very rarely doing back-to-back. I think this is his 3rd tournament in a row.
Yeah.
That's insane for Tiger. If he's really feeling healthy enough to come out here, and this is not an easy course to walk. It is a long freaking course.
See, that'll be the saddest story if he pulls out because of injury. Like, I literally, and I've said it before, if that was to happen, I'm probably done. I'm probably over it.
His freakish swings are always so powerful that's why he can jam his back up. Like, when you watch him go and he really wants to get underneath the ball on the wedge to get that spin, that's where he has dug so deep in divots that he's hit roots. And that root stops your club, and it will mess you up. Because trying to, like, not only are you doing a whiplash-like motion, you are now using something to stop that motion at full force. It will hurt you.
It hurts already.
I mean, I will say I used to think that golf injuries were hysterical, but after golfing and, like, waking up the next day and being like, nah.
I don't think I can do it again.
I don't.
Not today.
Not to shoot what I did. Not for $40.
So your favorite for this Masters is Fowler.
I don't. He by no means should be anyone's favorite to win it. But for some reason, and I don't like Ricky Fowler. He's got a great short game. His driver can be hit or miss. He clearly doesn't utilize it as well as he could. But if he can really, if he's stroking with the driver this week and his short game remains the same, at the same consistency, that man could tear apart Augusta.
See, and it's funny because my pick is the exact opposite. Whereas he's been working on his short game and his driving game has been great. I actually have I don't know what it's been, but I've been thinking a lot about Jordan Spieth, and I know it's easy to say that name and the rampage he's been on for the last couple of years. But he's a great golfer. That's why it's easy to say someone like Jordan Spieth for the win. His focus has been on a different level these last couple tournaments. He's only been working on his short game because his drive game's there 9 times out of 10. You're not gonna have to worry. I remember a couple years ago, I want to say 2013, maybe 14, in the British Open when he went to that playoff. He lost out on the playoff because of a putt, and that putt was amazing. Like the curve it took, the hills it went over to just miss could have not irked anybody any more than it irked Jordan Spieth. I think he's gotten past that. I think he's confident enough in his short game now. And the focus that he's going to have this weekend is really going to bring him to the top. I definitely think he's going to. I feel at least he's going to podium. And if Jordan Spieth doesn't win, in my mind, I think it's going to be someone who just comes out of nowhere and just takes the game up by surprise.
I like the concept of a podium. I would love to watch them and go, hey, second place. Yeah.
Get on up.
Stand right there. Make sure you're below him. Yeah, there's no medals. It's golf. Stand there so they know what you did.
Or what you didn't do.
Exactly. But, no, I couldn't agree more. Jordan Spieth is one of my favorite young players. He has the best all-around game in golf right now. It just isn't always put together well enough. I mean, he won the Masters in his first go-around.
Yeah,
which is incredible. We thought this kid was about to go Tiger. But you know what? It's impossible to go Tiger. It's like what Tiger did is freakish, and there won't be another way for someone to replicate what Tiger did unless they find a way to become even crazy, more athletic and want to play golf, so that they have to change the golf courses again. They literally made every golf course longer than Tiger was in the playoff. Everything was increased. Look, if you look today at some of the people like Phil Mickelson, I'll bet today Phil Mickelson, with just the advancements in golf technology as it is driving the furthest in his career. How would that make sense? The man's almost, 50?
Yeah, I was going to say almost 55, 60, but...
No way, he's probably late 40s.
But everyone's old to me, so if you golf, you're old. That's just how I feel.
Well, whatever. But...
Yeah, right. Okay, exactly. Touche. Well, let's gotta see through, man. Maybe if we get the time, I know we got a lot going on. Maybe we'll get the time to step in throughout the Masters and maybe make a couple splits here and there for some video splits. But no promises. We'll see how it goes. 4th&20 Sports. We're talking the Masters here on WBLZ Sports. We got a little bit before we go to break. I want to switch topics here. How, sir, did you feel about that NCAA tournament game, that championship between Michigan and Villanova? Sir.
I thought clearly the better team won, and I felt that this proved what really championship pedigree is built for in a school. I think Villanova shown that 4-year players that are talented and you get to coach without them leaving you right away make a better squad than one and dones. And it's just, unless you do what Kentucky kind of did that one year by having basically 5 one and dones in the lineup, what it's going to be like in Duke next year with the 3 top recruits going there.
So crazy to me.
I mean, Zion.
Yeah.
I feel like Zion could have gone anywhere and that team was still going to make the Sweet 16. No matter where he went. He wasn't going to bend Simmons it. But then I have nothing other than
Zion?
Yeah.
I mean,
I've done no scouting on it.
right. I got you. Okay. Yeah, he's gonna have to develop. I mean, because he could be on the way. Because he's only going for 1 year. He's not, unless they change this rule before next season. He's not. I don't see him staying a second.
And they're not going to change it to make him stay.
Unless they find out. Unless he finds out that he's not going to be drafted in the first round, which based on his size alone and his freakish athleticism.
Isn't that crazy though that you think about it? There are all these schools that offer people money, and Duke still will get the top 3 over these people. Like
prestige.
Maybe they're just too big tickets to really offer money to. Like, you already knew those kids were going to go to like Coach K or whatever.
Yeah,
but
for the longest,
like
you could think about that about Louisville.
I feel like Oregon should be offering money to people, and they probably have the easiest route to like forge money with the uniform thing, and Nike.
Just put dollar bills in your box.
I mean, hey, if Nike wants Oregon to be out there more, it needs Oregon to win more than just a few games in the Pac-12.
Yeah. So they made a Final Four run last year. Kind of a big deal.
So did Loyola this year. I'm not going to have Loyola in for next year.
No, but think of the difference in the schools you just said. I mean, Loyola Chicago, great story. Oregon's somebody who can compete every single year, but unfortunately they don't. I mean, Oregon will be way more than I would think about. Next season, I'm not going to be like, all right, I wonder what Loyola Chicago's going to do.
Nothing.
I would be quick to... I'd be quick to say Oregon could make a splash if they have the right prospects. So, I mean...
they all could if they have the right prospects. And if they paid for them...
Horrible.
They have them. You get what you pay for, and sometimes it's good basketball players.
You can't pay all the players. It's just unless you're just going to take away all the other sports. But
I'm telling you, man, we could do it.
Take away all the other sports?
No, we just need to form a faction. We just need to become strong and create a separate entity outside of the NCAA that also goes back because the boosters will basically be able to fund it. If you took the boosters for the football program donations from every school and you brought it together to form basically a separate entity for these schools to have a athletic college where it's just their scholarship athletes and they get paid to be there, I think that'd be brilliant.
And then we watch the other big universities fail because they have no boosters pushing their school products?
It can't be a league of 150 guys. Sometimes you gotta break a few eggs to make the omelet here. I'm not saying that people wouldn't be mad, but was really anybody that mad when UAB disappeared for 2 years? No. Nobody cared.
Actually.
No one's gonna care. And wanna know what you can do? You can take these things away from the main focus should be able to keep the schools in the Big 12. You can keep the middle of the country kind of happy because they have nothing else other than corn. You'll be okay.
So you're saying maybe a league where it's just the top schools, and you have
Champions League of college football.
You have relegation and whatever the opposite.
Then that league would be allowed to have its own union for the players. A student rep that would that is an actual lawyer, not a student. They would they will do that. They will try and be cute and put a student in there we think Derek Fisher or Eric Fisher were making any of the real decisions in those meetings.
I think it's
they consulted lawyers. And it'll never happen.
Right, exactly.
Because NCAA is, the devil. It's practically the Illuminati.
Practically the Illuminati. Interesting. Are you allowed to say that? Are you allowed to mention
I wasn't even sure if we were allowed to say douchebag, but I said it. I guess we're really allowed to say whatever.
Illuminati's not worse than douchebag. Well, douchebag isn't worse than Illuminati.
I just said.
Say like 3 times. I don't get where you're going. I feel like neither of those words have any correlation to each other.
If Carter can say it, why can't
I feel like I would be able to say Illuminati, but you can't say it. I didn't mean Illuminati because it's a bad word. I mean, are you allowed to say it? Because if you say it, apparently Illuminati's not about it if you're not Illuminati.
Yeah, okay. All right. If you're listening.
They're always listening. That's what I'm getting at.
Well, then why doesn't it show up in our SoundCloud?
I mean, you don't just give away your sight lines. I mean, let's be real.
I don't know, man. I'd be all about it, Illuminati. Thanks for listening. We really love our viewers.
We'd love to have you, Illuminati.
If you want to shoot us a sponsorship.
And not the Taco Bell Illuminati. That's not what we're talking about.
No, I will.
I want like the Kanye LeBron Illuminati.
I want the one with Will.i.am in it.
Wow. So
he seems really cool. I bet I'd have a lot of fun hanging out with Will.i.am.
Will.i.am is very interesting character. I like his music with Nicki Minaj, but that's neither here nor there.
I guess we really will try to talk about sports.
I mean, I started with how did the NCAA championship game go down? You're like, you know what? They should really pay these players and be a part of the Illuminati.
That's how little I cared about. I cared about the tournament. No lie.
I mean,
round 1, I was like, oh, that sucks.
I will give you this. The Kansas Duke game still was better than the Villanova Michigan game. Now, the first half of that Villanova Michigan game was amazing. And then, Dante DiVincenzo turned it on and was unstoppable, and it was quite a show to watch. That kid's a sophomore. I really hope he decides to stay one more year and doesn't let a 31-point game take him to the NBA. I feel like if he comes back next year and the pieces they have around him as a sophomore, Villanova may be looking at their third title in 4 years. That kid's got some sauce.
Also, just so that people know, I know that people are like, oh yeah, Philadelphia's a championship. Philadelphia doesn't count. I mean, Villanova doesn't count towards Philadelphia. So
why?
Because
it's not literally in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania.
Nah, doesn't count. Not every major city gets to benefit from having a good college program being in it. I'm not going to hold Nashville accountable for Tennessee. So, no, doesn't count Philadelphia. You're going to have to work harder than that.
I mean,
maybe the Sixers can do it.
I mean, Joel Embiid's only going to miss 1 game. They might do it. I'm just saying.
Maybe.
I'm just saying. 4th&20 Sports, we're going to take a little quick break, give you guys some messages from our sponsors.
Best out of 5 in the championship for NCAA? I still wouldn't care. Let's break. Sorry, Bruce.
Should I?
Yeah, go ahead.
Do I need to?
Yeah. All right.
We're going to take a break here at WBLZ Sports, where we've got balls.
But we're not really taking a break. We're interrupting each other.
Best out of 5 in college? Nah, I would have watched that.
Yeah,
I would have watched that.
You say college. Okay, good. Yeah, no, I just feel that they would already be too exhausted at that point to really want
to play another. Yeah, to play at least 3 games.
And that's a best out of 5? All right, so you have to win 3 games, but...
I mean, if it goes 5 games after you've already played 6, imagine Loyola Chicago had got to the championship game and then had to play a best out of 5. They had a play-in tournament. And before that, every single game they played was basically a tournament game. So you're talking about, they were on a 14-game win streak, but then to get to the championship game, and then,
we didn't even talk about how impressive Notre Dame for the girls were. They had more torn ACLs than they did losses this season. That's incredible.
Back-to-back buzzer beaters by Wale. Mm-hmm. Hey, she better get a little spot.
The Big O.
I'm about it. Want to go back in 5?
Yeah, sure.
All right, we're going to start back in 4, 3, 2. Welcome back to 4th&20 Sports on WBLZ Sports, where we've got balls. We are here with your favorite host, AJ Johnson, and of course, Mr. Max Todd. Bruce Mason's in the building. Well, not in the building. He's in the building on the comments. Best of 5. We may make this a poll thing. So best of 5 in college basketball for the championship game. I say nay.
And Bruce brings up the point. Well, because we said during our break where we talked to the viewers live, if they can't play 5, how are they going to play in the NBA? Well, fun fact, most of them aren't. I mean, I agree with you. Like Kentucky and Duke and UNC and Kansas too, and Villanova should be able to play a best of 5.
Yeah, but at the same time, I mean,
but after a full tournament, and
Yeah.
that's if they
This is the-
skated
yeah.
by too. Like, would that best of 5 still be doable? And so then, is the best of 5 going to be at each other's stadiums? Like, are you
Nah,
going
it'd
to
still be neutral.
You still have to be. I don't know. I feel that if we're going to make it a best of 5, there should be a.
Should be, but I mean, then you take everything out of what the tournament has already brought and switch it completely.
And we're
up on
kind
the
of
field.
changing everything that the tournament is by making a
Right.
best of 5 after a giant tournament.
And I mean, I don't know if they're going to be able to push that to the consumers, but even so you bring up the point about how they're going to play in the NBA. If you think about it, a normal college season's 30 games, I think, about 30 games, and then you have your ACC, your
tournaments.
your conference tournaments, which is about 4 to 5 games. Then you have the actual NCAA tournament, which could be 5 to 6 games, depending on where you are. So you're talking about 41, 42 games. Well, that's right on the All-Star break in the NBA, where
That's
all you
half
ever
a point.
hear is these NBA rookies talking about the rookie wall. That's the exact spot where they are really kind of going into their slumps and really figuring out the rigors of the NBA. So, I mean, if you think about it there, maybe the NBA looks at it as they get to see a really polished product and how they can, figure it out this long into a season. Or they may be getting damaged goods of a player who really burnt themselves out quick, fast, in a hurry, and they may not be at the top of their game coming into the league the next season. I mean, it'd be a good thing to toy with, but I don't know if it'd work. I feel you'd see an extension in the NCAA football tournament before you saw one of these.
Well, because if I was really to do this in one way, it would be March Madness. We could combine part of the NIT with the rest of March Madness, and then make the real March Madness top 16 teams, and we watch them do an NBA playoff series, like where we see and we do best of 5s, not best of 7s, and each series is a best of 5 and then get a champion that way. That's the only real. I would rather see that anyway. Personally, I would rather see a 7-game series between Duke, a 5-game series even. I know.
Between Duke and Kansas?
Duke and Kansas, Duke and UNC again, Duke and Kentucky. I mean,
UNC Villanova, UNC Gonzaga.
And then, not BS the consumer. Give me the schools that we know we want in there.
But see, at that point, it would be. It would be the teams that have the best. If you're going to only have the top 16 teams at that point, it's going to be record. It wouldn't be like, you're in that large bid, 64 teams in the tournament. There's no way you can do it. 64 teams, best of 5. That would be summer madness, spring madness. That would take forever.
Yeah.
So there'd be a game going on at all times, which would be awesome, though. There'd just be games every day. That'd be rigorous, man. I don't know. That's asking a lot of these games that you don't pay.
Preseason's all tournaments, like the Big East versus the Big Ten.
ACC. TC in the building. What up?
What up, TC?
Well, we just hit it. We were back with the second half. Talk a little NCAA tournament. Appreciate your input there, Bruce. But it is time for bruh. You, me, you. Bruh. That moment. Bruh, where we think back in the week of some things that went down that you saw in the sports world that just make you sit back and go, did that really happen? Is that something I really saw with my own 2 human eyes? Bruh. For instance, you know that football player, Mark Ingram? Pretty good guy, had a great season. In tandem with Alvin Kamara. Multiple, 3 touchdown games. Well, yeah, 13, 14 touchdowns this season, maybe 10, 11, 12, in that area.
Good amount.
Great amount. Great guy.
A career high,
Yeah,
right?
career high season coming off anything. Well, he had a little USO tour that he was doing in Italy. And they, in Italy, asked him on the base to help out with a police dog expose, if you will. So they wanted to showcase this dog's talent. So they were like, all right, firstly, run off away from the dog. He did that. Dog chased him, got his arm, no big deal, shook him off. Did it a second time. He's like, all right, run the other way, zigzag. He's like, all right, cool. Dog ran through, got his arm, shook it off, no big deal. Then the guys got excited. They're like, Mark Ingram, man, do what Mark Ingram does. Juke him, spin off him, show what you can do. He's like, Mark Ingram's like, I don't know about that. I don't really, want to mess the dog up. He's a little further that way off anyways. He's like, you know what? I'm just going to run from the dog again. So the dog's a little further back. He runs off, and this dog takes off faster. It took a time he had been messing with this dog. The dog was giving commands on how fast to go or something. Mark Ingram looks over his shoulder and sees this, and like any smart man running from a dog, kind of freaks out a little bit. Got into his instincts and went, oh, let me go ahead and spin off this right here. And this dog horse collars Mark Ingram to the ground like you have never seen before. Bruh. Rob Gronkowski can't do a stunt at WrestleMania, but you allow your pro star running back to get bitten and dropped by military police force dogs?
We got Kamara.
Bruh. How does that make sense? And also, you just allow a dog to bite up on you? I couldn't do that. That freaked me out. No, I can't. No. I had a traumatic experience as a child where I was riding my bike around the neighborhood, and there was always this one house on the corner, and they had like 5, 6 dogs. And every time you rode by, they'd get on the fence and start yelling or start barking and yipping and yapping. Well, one time, these dogs were not about it. They wanted to come chill with us. And they broke down that fence, and what we did not know were these dogs are greyhounds. And so imagine 10-year-old AJ and a little 9-year-old friend on his bike, pedal as fast as he can, while 5 greyhounds chase you down the street. Bruh.
You must have felt like you were in Jurassic Park with the Raptors.
I got away.
I know.
I got away.
Don't they get away? Don't they get away from the Raptors in Jurassic Park?
Bruh. That's just that. Mark Ingram. Get it together. Max.
Bruh, is this conversation in our chats. I love it. TC and Bruce, you guys sound like good friends. I want to be your friends.
Brownies are delicious.
But,
bruh.
But, my bruh. I mean, there's so many great little bros this week. I mean, the Yankees fans, as we are, we were real classy. And as soon as Giancarlo struck out for the 5th time, we booed. We booed like crazy. What are you doing? But good for him. Today, actually, him, Judge, and Gary Sanchez all hit home runs. So on Wednesday, that was good. Good for them. Beat the Rays.
Didi
Gregorius.
8 RBIs in one game.
How about that? That for a bruh. Didi went from having 1 RBI in 5 games to having 9 RBIs in 6 games and being tied for the major league lead in RBIs in 1 game.
Even hit it with the Jordan. I don't know. What do you want from me?
But then there had to be this. Now I love barbershop talk, barbershop conversation. Some of my
no, Bruce.
some of my favorite sports conversations I've had have been in barbershops. Some of the best talks I've had about comics have been in barbershops. But I don't think I have to owe LeBron James any money if I do have those conversations. I'm just saying, I just don't think that it's fair that LeBron James gets to think that. So Nick Saban, he started up a little web series down in Alabama where he invites sports players into the barbershop and they talk about sports.
Sounds familiar.
I mean, I guess LeBron had done it, just like everybody else.
Who'd ever been in a barbershop?
For real. I mean, that just like, so they went at it. And I love Nick Saban because Nick Saban is hysterical to me. When Nick Saban was asked about it, he had a walk off the stage moment. He dropped the mic basically on these people because they asked him about it. He's like, look, I think LeBron James is a great player. Yeah, he's awesome.
Still got it.
I really liked doing our little recording in the barbershop. We're going to keep doing it. Deuces.
Walk off.
Then LeBron James got real old-fashioned about it. He's like, nah, Nick Saban's a great coach. Love Nick Saban. I respect what he does down there. But I created Uninterrupted for us players to have a platform to talk in barbershops. And we got to talk, and it would be great. And I'll be damned. That's a quote. And I'll be damned if I let someone try to take our platform. Take your platform? Did he say you're not allowed to do it anymore? I mean, did you call Ice Cube and ask him about barbershop? You were allowed to do
I don't think he's ever
anything?
seen the movie Barbershop.
Well, I believe that.
If Nick Saban and company had shot this with a cell phone, is there an issue? Because, I mean, what happens if I'm in the barbershop just talking and I just put it all on camera? I feel like that should be the new internet challenge. Barbershop talk.
Yeah. How many people... But then for him to say at the end of it, we'll let the lawyers settle this. The arrogance. He's the king of arrogance. And yes, he's really good at basketball, but he's so much better at being arrogant. It's crazy. You would think that when you're the most talented person at something, you couldn't be more talented at another thing. Yet he is, and it's being an arrogant douchebag. We decided we could say that today.
Douchebag?
We decided that was
2 weeks we're going to say whatever you want.
Yeah. It's a slow roll down this hill. Sorry, Mom.
You're damn right. But so what got me about this was kind of funny. So that barbershop that Nick Saban has his old Alabama players come in and talk to and other athletes, they built that in the Alabama stadium. So like it's literally an Alabama barbershop on campus built in the stadium, and they use that to bring players back and have conversation with.
So, and why is that a big deal? Like, is it not political enough for LeBron? What are you trying to prove? I just
feel like
me and LeBron, we have our beef. I mean, that'd be hysterical if Nick Saban did a barbershop quartet. If Nick Saban, Tom Coughlin, Bill Belichick, and Andy Reid set a barbershop quartet, I will go to that concert every time.
Front row.
I can't wait for such hits like "We'll see you in Cincinnati."
What line does Nick Saban sing in this? I would love to see him be the tenor. I feel
oh my god!
Or Andy Reid could be the tenor.
No. Andy Reid's gotta be like the soprano, the real high notes.
All right, well, you said Nick Saban, Andy Reid,
Bill Belichick, and Tom Coughlin. Tom Coughlin can be the bass.
Bill Belichick's the tenor?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
We'll be the first mumble rap quartet of all time.
Can we just email these guys and make this happen? We'll sponsor you guys.
Yeah. We don't have money, but we'll find money. This needs
that's wonderful, bruh. Well, apparently they may be working together. They may end up doing a couple shops.
Right, and Nick Saban's totally arrogant himself. I agree with you, Tom. I'm not saying he's not. But Nick Saban he's just not as arrogant, in my opinion, as LeBron James. I feel like I hear Nick Saban say stuff, and he's just kind of bored. Well, hey, LeBron James is just like, I'm so great for what I do to people. It's amazing all the great things that I am for people. I'm just like a gift to people. And it's like, I hate you. Hey, you think you created barbershop talk, dude? Shop talk is like...
Skip Bayless did this before either one of these guys, by the way.
Skip Bayless. Skip Bayless did do this. And well, we could ever give him that.
Right. I mean, he can't infringe on it. He can't.
He's a good coach for that quartet. All right, so we're gonna have to start a bracket on head coach barbershop quartet off, and we'll see who we can get going. Because apparently brackets are still a thing. You'd think that would die mid-March. I see brackets every day all over Facebook and stuff.
Remember the Titans just won the best sports football movie, which Clance right across from The Blind Side. That was good too to go back.
Really? I mean, that's a tough one though, because a lot of sports movies are comedies. And you kind of whenever people think great film, they don't think comedy.
They had a lot of things. I mean, they had Little Giants in there. They had Waterboy in there.
Exactly. But am I gonna go out and be like, no? Frankly, I enjoy the Waterboy way more than Remember the Titans. Doesn't mean I don't know that Remember the Titans is a better movie.
We're in the same bracket.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Is we can't compare really Waterboy to Remember the Titans. I mean, you can kind of compare it to Space Jam. But then, does Caddyshack get to be in there? Why wouldn't Caddyshack be one of the best movies ever as a sports movie?
I think it was.
But then, then you got the boxing movies are always dramatic. And so, which do you count all the Rockies as one? Is it each individual Rocky? Because I'm more of a Rocky
I think you do your own Rocky bracket, and the best Rocky goes into the
You
bracket.
have to do your own Rocky bracket.
They have to play in.
Does Creed get to be in that bracket, or does Creed get to stand alone? Is Creed losing in that bracket?
I mean, Creed would already lose, so if you give him a bye just to have fun with it. Or you put Creed up in the first one.
That's fair.
Someone gets a bye at that point, unless... no, then because Creed would even it off, right?
LeBron James sues NCAA for using a bracket. That would be funny. Oh my god. He's like, I used that bracket in my high school state tournament. I created it for that tournament. Now you use it all the time.
It's uninterrupted.
Uninterrupted.
4th&20 Sports. That was a elongated bruh section. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Me and bruh go back a little bit, see what I did there.
But that would be like us suing Madden because we came up with long shot before they had it.
Yeah, I don't know why we didn't do that.
Yeah, no. We just didn't have LeBron in our corner. If LeBron was with us, he'd have been like, dude, I totally created that.
I had known, I would have reached out.
Yeah.
Hands down. I'm like, Bronny.
Bron.
Look at 3 rings.
That's Bron. Oh man.
You want to talk some NFL, man?
Yeah, it's about that time.
We got about 10 minutes or so left.
We are less than a month away from this draft being over, and I can finally breathe about how the Giants have screwed up the future. Considering I've already accepted, we're on the darkest timeline. I mean, that's just the way the world is now. We've accepted it.
So you're getting to a dark timeline about the Giants pick this month?
Oh, all the picks are going to be off. Every quarterback will bust.
What?
Saquon Barkley will be a backup somewhat. No, I'm kidding.
My God.
Saquon Barkley will end up like on the Cowboys with Zeke, and it'll just be like, wow.
You want a dark timeline? Calvin Ridley, number 1 in the Browns overall.
I honestly think that the biggest thing that's going to happen is the Odell trade. I think
still a big
you think that so this actually is a great storyline for the draft. Before we get into players, but TC is bringing up that the Pats have made some moves now with that Brandon Cooks trade. They have moved up in the draft, and a lot of us have seen that the Pats know how to develop and pick a quarterback, just like they did with Garoppolo, who is not a first round talent. Now, what if the Pats have moved up to take, I think a good fit for them underneath his wing would be Mason Rudolph. Yeah. I think he's got the arm talent, and if he's can stick with it, he'll be great.
Where'd they move up to?
The 24th.
23rd. I feel like I want to say, I swear. But
low 20s.
Yes. I saw it earlier today. I just can't. They obviously they got the Rams pick.
And I understand that people think that Odell's not going to go anywhere. I mean, he's kind of questionable and demanding an $18 million a year salary, and said he won't touch the field until he gets that guarantee. Well, he's going to not touch the field for a minute. I don't think he's going to go. I think that there are teams out there with enough of the package to get Odell that feel close enough. Obviously, the Rams were the best suitor, and after getting Brandon Cooks, he immediately became out of the running for it.
So my thought is, I don't think Odell's going anywhere unless, the deal is unbelievable. Like, someone has to decide that I'm ready to give up everything because Odell is the piece that we're missing. Granted, it's clear that Odell will help any team at any time. He's a transcendent talent at wide receiver. We get that. But, why let him go unless somebody is giving you the farm? Here, as a matter of fact, take all of my players, we'll take Odell and just play with Odell. It has to be something huge. Now, what I believe is, unless the Giants are just steadfast on taking the number 2 and drafting their successor to Eli or Saquon, the Bills are going to come for that pick. We're going to 5 or 6. I think what we're going to miss out on is there's going to be a big trade that happens in the top 5 to top 6 area. Already we had 3 and 6 swap, but that's not enough. Someone's coming from the 12, 15 to 20 area, and they're coming for the top 10 because they're quarterback hungry. And we all know the Bills right now are doing everything they can to try to find a way into the top 10 to get themselves a Josh Allen or a Josh Rosen. I don't know if they would go for Baker Mayfield. I think that's not going to be a good fit for them.
Well, I don't think Josh Rosen will be the only one possibly available there. I don't know. I feel like Josh Allen's going early.
I think the Jets at 3 will take Rosen if the Bills don't move up to 2 to take Rosen, or if the Giants don't decide to take Rosen. I know they should take Saquon, But I also know that the Browns should take Saquon and go with the next best QB. Because here's what happens. So let's say the Browns do decide to take Saquon first, which we already know is not the deal. I do believe at that point, your New York Giants would grab Sam Darnold. I think that they also believe that he's the number one talent at QB in this draft. So if Saquon goes first, I think that's where they go with that. Or they trade out. Or they trade out and get more picks in the round and go crazy. Because I could see Mason Rudolph coming behind Eli Manning and being a talent that they could use there. Like, I can absolutely see that. But I think the Bills are coming for your pick. I feel like that's your dark timeline.
Yeah. I don't know.
You don't know.
I don't like it.
Think about it too much. I mean, you're gonna have to know soon. In the next coming weeks. I'm excited for that.
Are we allowed? How many trades are we allowed in?
I mean,
as many as we want, or
as many as you believe.
Okay.
I mean, one round.
I agree. They have to take Saquon. I agree.
I agree. I've literally been saying that for weeks.
He's going to be the best running back in the draft in the last couple of years, and that's with Zeke.
I've been saying that literally for like weeks. We had a whole episode where we just could not figure out what would make the Browns decide to take Sam Darnold instead of Saquon, and then either probably getting Sam Darnold at 4 or noticing that a Josh Rosen and a Josh Allen are not ridiculously far off from a Sam Darnold talent-wise to fit into your system.
Hell, Josh Rosen's probably the most NFL ready right now.
I think Josh Allen's going to be better than all of them, though, to be honest.
I think he will be the better
I think Josh Allen will be the best QB out of this draft in years to come.
But that doesn't mean anyone's a Hall of Famer in this draft.
Absolutely. And again, the thing is, you can sit all these QBs, except for the Jets. These QBs that are being drafted, none of them have to be ready to go prospects. They're looking at
neither does the Jets, though. I mean, Josh McCown's still there.
Right. I mean, but I feel
like
Bridgewater,
right?
Yeah, and Bridgewater. So, but I feel like they would have their guy in a competition ready to go this year, just to see what happens. I could see the Jets making that Jets move and deciding that would be so sad for Teddy Bridgewater. I don't know what it is about the Jets that just bring QBs in to ruin their careers.
They just die there.
Yeah, but you're right. I mean, the Jets have somewhere where they can draft a guy and have them sit back and wait. So that's, to me, grab a QB in this top 5, especially if you have 2 picks, Cleveland, and develop him for a year because you have Tyrod. Develop him for a second year if possible. Tyrod may decide to leave after 1 year if you're only going to pay him another 1-year contract, obviously. But yeah, so I think they're crazy to let Saquon go. But granted, there's a prospect that they will trade up and grab Nick Chubb or Sony Michel late in the end of the first round as well. So, and then you have him, Carlos Hyde, and whoever. But it kills me that Saquon might go as low as 4. I think he definitely deserves to be 1 or 2.
Yeah.
He may go as low as 4. And I get it, needs are a thing, sure, but womp.
Well, how would the Colts not take him? Oh wait, the Colts traded out.
The Colts traded
4
6,
then.
Yeah. So you
got
the Browns, you got the Giants, you got the Jets, you got the Browns, you got the Broncos.
Yeah, that's true.
And if the Giants don't give up, you can see that becoming the Bills possibly to grab their QB there. And then you have the Colts will probably now take someone like Bradley Chubb, or they may shock the world and screw up the top 10 and take Quentin Nelson 2 or 3 picks earlier than need be.
Yeah, I mean, frankly, that's a lot of people are telling me that the Giants should really consider the Nelson kid, and I was like, not at number 2.
Not at 2. Yeah.
I'm all about all the offensive line love. I'm about guard love recently, but we just need to really consider what a guard is valued at, and I think that he's top 10 pick, maybe.
Well, it's a change of the guard, pun intended. I mean, that's kind of like we were talking about this. That's kind of where they're going. I feel like, Bruce, to talk about your mobile QBs, I feel like they've tried to get away from that, drafting a Hackenberg and a Petty and bringing on McCown, and it didn't work. Teddy Bridgewater is mobile second, though. Teddy Bridgewater loves to make plays, and then when he can't, he'll break it down and run out. So he's a little bit of a tweener between a mobile QB and an actual pocket QB, and that's something that could work for the Jets if he becomes that guy. But I mean, the jury's still out on him. We haven't seen it. We've seen him play 3 snaps, throw 1 pass, which was an interception since his injury. So, I mean, I still think he's going to be a great player. I think a lot to prove. I don't think it'll be at the Jets, And I do think he'll go somewhere else next year and have a great time. Because if you're going to draft your QB at 3, you don't really have plans to keep these guys after their 1-year deal. So I do think the Jets are getting out of that. And you've seen it not work for the last 10 years. So, blase. Well, 4th and 20 is here to stay. We are approaching on the 1 year. I'm excited about that. We'll be looking to try to do some new things in our second year afloat. We appreciate everyone who's been with us in this time and hope you guys will stick with us in that time. But speaking of time, that's all we have for today. The next couple of weeks, we're going to have our mock drafts coming out. We'll probably bring you 32 to 16 next week.
Is this not episode 51?
This is 51.
So next week's our 1 year episode.
Well, technically.
All right, yeah.
Come on, pay attention. It's cool.
Right.
I get it. We'll be bringing you some of that stuff. The NFL, NBA playoffs are on the way. We might one day speak hockey because the hockey playoffs are.
Yeah, we're less than a month away for those playoffs,
yeah.
right?
So we got an exciting time. This is when we got kicked off last year. When we kicked it all off last year and had a lot of fun with it. Then we get back into football come fall, and you guys know how we do in football time. But it's been great. We appreciate everybody out there. Jump on our page, 4th and 20 Sports, Twitter, Facebook, SoundCloud, YouTube, all of it. I've been AJ.
Yep.
And we'll argue over our anniversary till Kingdom Come, sir. Yeah. And it's 2 weeks from now. Yeah. Thanks, guys. 4th and 20 Sports here on WBLZ Sports. I've been AJ.
And I'm Max.
Peace.